think there's one huge one that everything's feeding into, and that's the breakdown of the paid media model. I think the democratization of media, the fact that the command and control model of the supply of popular culture and media used to be controlled by a handful of people, and the fact now that the internet has essentially blown everything up has affected us in so many different ways. It has fundamentally changed the business for the better. Yeah, I think it's interesting. I think technology and culture we're in a perfect storm at the moment where, you know, at the same time as the internet has democratized media, I think there's been a real cultural shift towards authenticity and openness, and creating an environment where marketers can no longer, and companies can no longer necessarily control the conversation. So I think we're finding we're in a really interesting position where I think early on in the piece, marketers struggled with this idea of how do we operate in a world where we're no longer in control. But I think what we've got to now is an interesting place where we actually have far more power than we've ever had, because, you know, we can now have a global audience for any idea we come up with, and if we get it right, the opportunities for brands, you know, are immense. And I think, you know, people now are far more demanding of brands, and they actually want to open the door and go inside and see what makes companies tick. So, you know, we're not in the business of fooling anyone, making stuff up, lying. We're in the business of exposing the truth and presenting that in ways that people can actually adopt and share. And that's a really interesting place. I have, a short list of 3, because we're at a show and there's always short lists. I think selling both your kidneys on the internet. Kidney Guy is always a favourite. His little butt shake dance is cool. You know, the snake guy. I just love the absurdity of trying to feed a hot dog to a rattlesnake getting bit in the eye, but the super glue guy. There's a subtlety there, because you know what, we're always wondering, how do you animate someone who's dead frozen by making him not move at all? And it's just, he's my favourite. He has a wonderful combo of just, they're willingly going to their death, which I think is wonderful, but he's my #1 guy, super glue.